Good morning, guys. Welcome along to WALOB episode 29. It's December 2021. I'm now on my Christmas holiday. I'm not back until 3rd of Jan. I've been collecting parts for this next project for several months now. So today's the big day. Essentially what I'm doing is fitting bigger petrol injectors and also a coolant mod, which I'll show you a bit later on, which is deep down in the valley. And then to support the 600cc injectors that I'm about to fit, I think they're 630 Siemens, I'm also upgrading the LPG system. Not just the injectors, but the whole ECU and wiring and everything. So going for a more modern Stagea ECU, quite fitting with the Stagea. Got a lot more features than the pile of junk BRC that I've got in there at the moment, but that was free, so yeah, good time to upgrade all round. I'll be simplifying a lot of the plumbing for the LPG as well, mainly down to all the leaks and stuff, problems that we had in the last video, just trying to make things as simple as possible. What else am I doing? So yeah, along with the petrol injectors, need to do a new harness. Got some other bits and bobs to do as well. I will be replacing a lot of the coolant piping, like this hard pipe along here. I've got gaskets for the rear hard pipe where I've teed in previously for the LPG. That's all been replaced. I'll show you the part numbers as and when we get to those, because some of them are quite hard to find now, but managed to do so. So I guess my aim for today is to get the plenum off. Well, first thing I need to do is to drain the coolant, get the plenum off and start getting out the LPG stuff really. This is the old regulator, this is kind of HQ, this corner. Still will be, but it'll be a lot simpler in version 2. So yeah, I'm just going to plod along. And I'll keep you updated as we go through. Also, I'll be getting rid of the valve saver, the flash lube stuff, because I don't really need it, and the new ECU has I can lubricate with petrol, so I don't really need that. It takes up space, it leaks as well, so I just want to again simplify it. So yeah, let's start ripping things apart. Got plenty of time. I'm planning that this might take a couple of weeks. So yeah, we're in situ for winter now. So not sure if I showed you this in the last video, because I think it was all plumbed in and I was just trying to stop it leaking, but this hard pipe here has corroded. I believed it's like a sacrificial part of the system which is meant to do that. This part for the VQ25DET is way out of production. However, I did find one for a later model 350Z, and I'll show you that probably in a later video. Did need minor modification, and looks like it's going to fit all the same, so fingers crossed on that one. But this was needing 2 Jubilee clips to make it seal, and as I'm taking everything apart, I figured a good idea to replace this hard line at the same time, so that's coming up. I've drained the radiator, got that disconnected. I'm about to be really ruthless and kind of celebrate removing this BRC regulator by just chopping the water lines. So yeah, that'll be fun. Once I got that done and draining, then I'll start with the plenum and everything on the top. Alright, doing well. Look at all this space. So very old BRC gas reg out. Cumbersome bracket, although incredibly functional, out. I've got water hoses dripping away there, and now moving on to taking off the plenum. Trying to keep it as assembled as possible, just to save time. So I know that there's some secret 10 mils behind here, and there's another vacuum for the brake booster there as well. Apart from that, all fairly straightforward, and then it's just a case of undoing the 12s. You do need the bypass valve out of the way, and then you can get to that one down there. But I'll just put those bolts straight back in so I don't lose them. Keeps it all nice and together. But yeah, doing well. Although a grim day in sunny Somerset, it's not raining, so all good. So pretty sure I got the two 10 mils. One like down here. One should be on there, but I haven't got one. And then there was one on the other side as well. And also the brake boost pipe, which is now up and disconnected. So I'm going to say I'm ready to go. Oh no, got to take off this crank breather here, and obviously the fuel pressure rag, those ones are all done already. So yeah, I think it's just this one, and then the whole thing should come off together. Okay, main plenum and all of that jazz came off pretty smoothly. I've sealed up the lower plenum. I'm now going to kind of work my way round to either clear stuff out the way or remove it entirely. So a lot of this foil wrap stuff, that's all LPG gubbins, as are these injectors and stuff. So yeah, just going to keep on ploughing on. Doing well. Got the coolant tap from that side out. Didn't want to come off of there, but got it done in the end. This is one of the main places that was leaking before, so I've got a whole new replacement part, which I think I'm probably going to fit straight away, just because that's on its own. Morning guys. And then it will stop it from getting forgotten about at least. So I'm going to get that one on, and then carry on over here, same again, and then get rid of all this junk. Major step, old junk out. Whoa! Alright, morning guys. This is where I got to last time I was filming. I'm not sure where I really closed it off, but the top, or the main plenum and throttle body and everything, that's all out of the way. I've been concentrating on removing the heater pipes. Got that one out of the way pretty much, just need to cut off the remains. I think for the rest of this video I'm going to kind of concentrate on the coolant pipes and the coolant mod, and then worry about injectors and other stuff in other videos. So I think that would be a good place to go. Before I go any further, I'm going to give everything a real good clean. I've had some mystery burning smells, and I'm pretty sure it's this goop over here, which was the flash lube system, which is now long gone, so that's good. But yeah, going to give that all a clean, going to get the hoover in and try and get into the valley and clean as much as I can before I take off the main intake there, just to help prevent any schmutz getting into the inlet ports. So yeah, I'm not really in any rush on this project. We'll take our time, but like I said, I think today and the rest of this video will focus on the coolant mod, and then pick other stuff up later on. I've got the remnants of the heater hose off. I did narrow up the front of it a little bit with my big chompy chomps, but I'm sure it'll be fine. Next thing I'm going to do is take out this hard pipe. That's the one that's corroded at that end. So there appears to be one bolt underneath there which connects it to the rear hard pipe, and then there's a couple of mounting ones up here. There's a coolant pipe which goes down, I think, to the oil filter, and then there's this one on top, and then it should just float on out. So just getting out that hard pipe. The bolt for it is tucked away, it's out of sight, but it's definitely there. 12mm socket, a couple of extensions. It started off really well, then got really tight, and I could kind of foresee the bolt snapping, but it's just got a bit freer, so I'm guessing it sticks right out the other end. It's a bit corroded, so hopefully that should just float on out now. There is a little bracket here you need to unbolt, and then there's a couple clips which go through, so I'll be careful with these because I want to reuse them. But other than that, that should just come on out now. Right, that one came out eventually. It took quite a lot of tugging. You can see it's pretty corroded around there, it didn't really want to come out. I've got here a replacement pipe. Now this part here is not manufactured anymore. You can't get it for the VQ25DET. This one I found, this I got on Part Souk actually. So I'll put a link to Part Souk down there. Here's the part number for it. It's for a later model 350Z. So it's still the VQ35. Looking at the year, possibly the rev up model. There was an extra pipe coming out of here. I'm not sure what it does on the 350, but it's not here on this one. So I had that cut and shut at work, so thank you Jason for that one. And then you'll also need a new O-ring as well. That's a different part, and that's the number for that. Pretty sure this and all the other gaskets and stuff I got came from Amayama, but Part Souk came through on this one. I think I got it in like 32 hours from Japan or the Middle East, so literally overnight parts from Japan. Nice bit of kit too. And as I already showed you, there's the, can't really see in the light, there we go, that's the state of the old one. So although I am pretty pedantic anyway, I'm not just changing it for the sake of it, it's mainly to do with that. So now that I got that out, I'm actually going to put this away and concentrate on getting the valley clear, because as you see in a minute with the coolant mod and the new bleeder, it all kind of slots together all at once. So I want to try and pre-assemble some stuff before we get to that point. But I just thought I'd show you these. And there's the part number again for the hard pipe and the O-ring. Right, so just giving this bank a good clean as well. Although you can't really, oh, there's lots of scratches. Anyway, it's a lot cleaner than it was. About ready now to take out the middle bit. So first thing I'm going to do is take off the rail and all the injectors. Put them in a bag, kind of lean them up out the way. Then get the hoover in again and just try and get as much free debris cleaned up as I can, just so that it's not likely to fall in. And then when it's as clean as I can get it, then I'll take off the middle bit. Have done this before the channel, but when I did the LPG conversion, so it's all familiar territory. Right, I've cleaned and hoovered and done as much as I can for now. I'm pretty happy in terms of loose debris. Now it's a 12mm socket, and I'm going to start by cracking the ones in the middle and working my way out, and then this whole bit should come off. Looks like past me used quite a bit of copper silicon, so it might be a little bit stuck on there. Not sure whether I'll do that again, but I have got new gaskets anyway, just in case I'd have ruined them. Ta-da! That was pretty well stuck on, and I won't be doing that again. It has ripped apart the gasket. I did that a few years ago, so on them things. That plate there is what we're aiming for. That's where the coolant mod goes on, which I'll show you a bit more of in a minute. But this is now off. So I was toying with moving these jets, but I don't think I can get it any better, and that's just going to add to time. So this can come off and have a nice good clean. I will be hoovering and sealing these parts and just giving that a proper clean now that I can get in there. And then obviously taking off this plate down here and fitting the coolant mod. I'm hoping a bit of pipe that came with it is long enough. It looks suspiciously short to me, but no one else has complained about it, so it should be all good. Okay, so before I start assembling, I just thought I'd show you off all the hoses which I'm replacing, and also the part numbers and what the coolant mod actually consists of. So already showed you this hard pipe. This rubber pipe mounts onto that one like that, and there's the part number for that. Pretty sure that that was still available for the VQ25. It wasn't a 350Z one. The other end of that then goes to the original bleed nipple, which you should have replaced already if you listened to me in any of my other videos. I've previously been running the Z1 Motorsport one, but this is an actual T. So that will replace the bleed nipple. Then we've got this other soft line or hose, which goes to the heater matrix. So there's the code for that one. In the valley, we'll be taking out that plate which I just showed you and replacing it with some pipe work. This is all Raceworks push to fit, and this came with the coolant mod kit. Must say a big thank you to Marko for making the bulk buy on that one happen. These coolant mods are a bit of a legend in the Stagea community. They're made by Scotty, who doesn't tend to do Stagea stuff anymore, but Marko knows him. We managed to get a bulk buy of 10 of those, so big thanks to them on that one. So that links up to the bleed. I've also found the gasket for the plate in the middle, and that's the part number for that. And then this hose here is on the other side. I'm not going to fit this one today because I've got some other stuff to do on that side, but here's the part number for it. This one was a mission to find, and I believe it. I ended up finding it through the later 350Z, still the VQ35. I believe the rev up model. I think the same as what the hard pipe came from. So that was a bit of a mission to find, but I did manage to get it. You probably don't need to replace these hoses if you're doing just the coolant mod. I had previously cut this one in half to tee off for the LPG system, which is one of the main areas of leakage that we had the other day. Same with this one. This one was cut about here for another tee, and again another place of leakage. This one was intact, but I figured while I'm replacing all the others, I should do it at the same time. I've also got a load of clips. Let me find the clips. I've also got 4 OEM clips. That's the part number. I can't actually remember where they go. I ordered clips for everything, and a lot of them got rejected at checkout. So I'm going to go and jump onto Amiyama or Part Soup and look at the diagram and see which ones these were. I have been careful and I kept most of the other ones anyway, but I just want to make sure that they're going in the right place. I'll let you know in a bit. Okay, back from a quick fact check. These clips are the ones which are going to go there, matrix, and then these are the ones which go on the end onto the hard pipes. Also, just to confirm, this is the one for the left hand side attaching to the bleed. I just had to double check I got the right number so you didn't get them wrong. And then this is the one on the turbo side, which is the harder to find part. Okay, so going to start getting it all together. Right, that caught me a bit unaware. I got the plate out and then loads of coolant came out. So I think that's down to how I drained it. It was all very, very cold when I did it, so I don't think the stat was open for it to drain the block, but lesson learned. Now I've got lots of coolant and stuff in there, but hopefully that will help clean all the grime out. So I'm going to give that a bit of a clean up around there. It does look pretty gross, and then get the new plate put on there sharpish before more gushes out everywhere. Right, now I'm going to assemble the hose. Just put a bit of WD around the fitting. These are push to fit. I want to try and get it assembled and tight and clocked on the plate before I put the plate down. So yeah, I'm going to do that now, and then do the other end, and then kind of assemble my way back with the OEM lines. Right, that's on, but that would have been a lot easier if I'd have heated this end up. So I'm going to do that with this one. Also the wrong time to take my gloves off. I've been wearing them all morning, and then I took them off to do this, and now I'm filthy. But that was pretty easy to get on. It would have been easier with a vice and possibly like an AN clamp, but durable on the drive. Like I said, I'm going to heat this end up. I'm just going to go and put it into a cup of boiling water for a little bit, and then come back and get the other end on. That was definitely a lot easier having heated it up. It just went straight on, so that's all good. Got next bit pipe warming up there. I'm just going to get a bit of heat wrap now. Don't really need it, but part of it does touch the heat shield for the manifold, so I've got some heat stuff, so I'm going to put it on there. Right, job on that one. So this is some Velcro stuff, and it was a bit wide, so I kind of folded it in, and then Jubilees are just there to keep it on there really and stop it sagging about. It does make the whole piece look a bit more shabby, but it will help protect. So function over form. Right, let's get this in. Okay, so I kind of slotted it in that way and then connected the bleed valve. Nothing's tight yet. I'm going to work my way up, get the bolts in to hold the plate down, then get the hoses on, and then once I've got the idea of it all looking settled, then I'll come back and tighten these up. Okay, got this section pre-assembled now. Leaving out the one on the bottom because I'm going to do something with the LPG with that one. That's all ready to go, clips primed, that one's on, got the O-ring on. Gonna slot that in, get the bolt in from underneath, get that all mounted and good, and then connect and finalise the bleed and the part in the valley. Then we're pretty much done. Right, that is 90% in now. So got all the clips in, got the post in. I'm gonna have to take that out a little bit there. I'm not going to do that now. So yeah, I think I'm ready to tighten up the AN lines, and then that is job for the coolant mod. And that is in. So Scotty's coolant mod with the gasket all the way around. I'm actually going to put a barb on here which will feed into the overflow bottle, just so that when I am bleeding it, it's not just oozing out everywhere. It can actually get reused. So fresh line there, fresh line there, fresh hard line along here. Got to do something about that, but I'm not going to do it today, and I've got a couple of things to reconnect on here, but nothing too major. So I think I'm going to call it a day, or at least end this video, because that keeps it nice and topical on main teardown and a coolant mod. Next thing I'm going to do is to make or refabricate a harness for the injectors, because the new injectors have a slightly different socket. I'm also going to replace the knock sensor, which is down here, for a Bosch one, and everything on that sub harness needs changing from whatever connector these are to Bosch ones. So next video, like I said, that'll be that, and then we'll start reassembling. I'm waiting on some bits of hose and stuff, so I'm not all 100% ready to finish anyway. So reached a good point today. That is the coolant mod. Thanks again to Marko for sorting that one out, and obviously to Scotty for inventing it in the first place. It's not just harebrained science. This is it's an OEM mod for, I think, a patrol or something later on, which uses the VQ, and if you get the towing pack, it comes with a system very similar to this. So I believe that's where the idea came from originally. So yeah, thanks for watching. Another video to follow real soon.